Yo, am I here? Can y'all hear me? God, I'm having technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Oh, I gotta kick one of myself. Oh Lord, how do I do this? Bear with me. Okay, good, you hear me. I gotta figure out how to. Well, damn it. I haven't done this in a while, so I'm trying to remember the buttons and shit. I'm gonna put a link here. I can figure this shit out. This is ridiculous. I've never even kicked anyone from my chat, so there's like an extra one of me back there, I guess. So I gotta figure out how to kick myself. Alright. See that? I don't even know how to kick myself. Alright, whatever. There's an extra one of me back. There's an extra one of me back there, and I don't know how to kick myself. So remember when somebody said I kicked them? Yeah, that's a lie. I don't even know how to kick myself. There's two Sarahs up here. There's an extra Sarah. I don't know what to do with the other Sarah, but I tried to block one out. Georgia! I'll try not to fart, but you might hear my bubbler in the background and know I'm not peeing. I'm still trying to work this out, but geez, I need somebody to help me. This is ridiculous. Gypsy, can you help me? Bear with me, please bear with me. I'm very rusty here. See, I was trying to do this a little earlier and just do a little quick test because I think there's somebody else doing some singing or something and I didn't want to mess up their stream. I really didn't want to take someone's slot or anything like that, but I mean, I guess I could always come back another time, but hey, what the hell, we're here right now, right? But I'm having some technical difficulties. Let's see, guess. I'm inviting. Yeah, I'm inviting anyone. That would be great if she did. I know there's an extra one of me backstage, so I gotta kick one of myself because there's two Sarahs up here. I don't know how to do that shit. What's up, squids, traders, everybody? Anyone. Um, if anyone knows how to kick yourself while you're on a phone, I've never kicked anyone. There's just been so much garbage in the last 24 hours. I thought I'd chat, but like I said, somebody's going live soon. I don't want to ruin their time. I had to familiarize myself with all these buttons and stuff. I'm pretty rusty up in here. Oh shit, it's Army Vet. Thank you, Peachy. I can't believe some of the shit I've seen. Even when I was thrift shopping, some of the comments in the other chat, my goodness. And Trader, since you're here, I'm sorry that I saw earlier you were being misgendered again. That's screwed up. I'm sorry about that. Whether you saw it or not, that wasn't right. How does one key? Yeah, there's two of me. There's another one of me backstage. Let me sit down for a second. I'm trying to familiarize myself with this shit again. Let's see. Holy crap. Thank you, PG. Guess that was one thing I wanted to ask if it looks like I'm monetized, and I think that would mean I am, right? Because I can't see it on this end. Sorry about that. I had an alarm go off. Can you all hear me still? I appreciate that. You gave me my first little super chat. See, I just got a bunch of art materials, set out everything. I was gonna do some painting and some other stuff, and then my mojo was ruined. So I figured I'd come on here instead. Everything got ruined. Let's see if they say, yeah, it seems fair enough to me, traders. I mean, even just watching, like, I probably shouldn't have. I watched a little of the panel, the thing last night where the Tinkerbell Tina, and that made me a little bit enraged because, I see that today that it was claimed that she's being a liar, and I actually saw that I saw somebody else being a liar last night. But if anyone were to point out that, all hell would break loose. That person probably doesn't even know I have a channel, but I'm sure somebody might tell him anyways. But he was most definitely lying about many things. Hello, Sapphire, Oppo, Game Girl, all you. I'm just trying to kind of remember this a little bit. I'm a little rusty. I have an extra Sarah backstage that I don't know how to delete, but I'll figure that out another time, I guess. So there's actually two of me. I just changed the layout so I wouldn't see the other one of me. I'll drop the link anyways if anyone wants to chat. If I'm cutting into someone else's time, let me know. I mainly wanted to test it out and see if somebody could tell me if it looked like I'm monetized. It looks like I am because Peachy sent me a super chat. I can't see that in the StreamYard. Hi, Rapper. Hope your job's going good, Catlin. Sassy Mamacita. JP Fluff. Anyone want to come up and bitch for a minute? Want to let it out? It looks like someone's here. We got a Peach. I remember how to do this part. See, there's two of me. How do I kick
Can't
this
you
other?
can't
Damn
you
it, get out of
remove
here.
can't you remove the other one? Oh, there you go. Wait, I think Sarah just kicked the actual Sarah, not the fake Sarah.
Okay, is that me?
Yep, there you are. Kick the other
Alright.
one.
Alright, let's see.
Are you
Did I
still
kick it
there?
right? Can you hear me?
Yep, you
Oh,
got
okay,
it.
good. Oh, good. Alright. Fair enough. I learned how to do it. Oh, there's another one. Oh, shit.
So,
$5.
if everybody could please put some clap hands in the chat for our lovely Sarah getting monetized.
I guess it did work. I kind of wanted to see if it worked. I mean, I didn't finish all the stuff I have to do for it, but it looks like it works. Thank you. I appreciate that. Only
Yes.
took me long enough to do the paperwork. Well, I'm not really done with it, but
Ooh,
oh
you got a
shit.
new member?
Oh shit. So, um, do you have a little symbol next? What's the symbol next to your name? Since I can't see it in StreamYard. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're the first one. Oh shit. Look at that. I got
Ooh.
another one from Oppo. I tried to so Nicolina, see if you have any stickers because I tried to upload some stickers and I don't know if it worked. And you should have a
It showed,
seashell.
yep, it showed you had some like seashell stickers and stuff.
So those should be the badges. I thought I did
Oh,
that
the
anyways.
badges.
Does
Yeah, your
that look
sticker was like a salt shaker and
salty? Yep,
yep.
salty. There should be a simp card, a dog shitting on someone. I don't know, I picked out like four of them, but I don't remember all of them. Yeah, there they are, but
Yes, Nick. You are
these
the
nuts.
first member.
Thank you. I had to get these nuts because that one looked cool to me. I
Yeah,
wish I could
Ghost
see
is
them.
having an issue with his members. He's not getting a members tab.
Hmm.
So he asked YouTube like the chat, how you can chat with Google and YouTube, whatever. And
Hmm.
they said it was because he had too many videos that had restrictions on them.
Oh, that's something I don't know
So,
about.
yep,
My chat's not
he has
working.
to go through all of
Ooh,
his lives
thank you.
and delete the music out.
Oh, okay. That's something I was always afraid of music too, and I never know how some people get away with having music when I see some people play one song and then their stream's taken down. I don't
Yep.
understand how that works, but I'll figure that out, I guess. But so far, I don't have any music. Thank you, JP Fluff. My memberships so far, what I have to offer is absolutely zero. I make no claims to offer you anything. If you join my membership, you get absolutely nothing except a membership. Thank you. Thank you for
I
joining.
love the disclaimer. You don't get jack shit.
I might think of something, but you're supporting my StreamYard, I suppose, in a way. Appreciate that. But I'm not gonna lie, I haven't thought of that anything yet, so the truth is it's absolutely nothing except thank
Sarah
you.
said, I love you, but F you.
Oh, but I still love you. It
Right.
said Nicolina said she gifted 5 memberships and they didn't get gifted. Is that the glitch again? Ooh, GP Fluff is using her new stickers. What the hell? Maybe it will
Huh,
work
that's
out
weird.
afterwards, so you guys can't see it on this end. I mean, on your end. Oh, thank you, Sapphire. Thank you, Anissa. Thank you, Gypsy. Oh, y'all being too nice.
Chat
I
has
made.
been messed up today, so that might be
Hmm.
a bunch of people donated memberships to Nick one day. Some like total of like $50,
Oh,
and
wow.
nobody got their memberships that day.
That's a bunch of shit. Shit, Gypsy. Oh, they never ended up getting them after the glitch worked out?
I don't
That's.
know. I forgot to ask Nick if she ever figured out if people got them afterwards or.
Oh, gift membership turned on. Do I have to have that turned on?
Oh,
Shit.
I need to hit that too.
Okay, so yeah, so if anyone, that's true. Since I just started, there's probably no memberships turned on. So I would take, oh, thank you, traders. So maybe touch traders. There should be, is there a little gift box there?
Yeah, I touched it and it says buy gift memberships. There's no option to turn it on, so I must
What
already
the
have mine
hell?
on for you.
Okay. Hmm, that's
That's
odd.
weird.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
Oppo. Oh, look at this. Oh, making me feel so good. Where's my ranch? Oh, actually, you're right. I do have to do that. I have to get my laptop for that. Just bear with me. I'll do that.
Oh,
I
I
will
don't
do
have
that.
a wrench.
No, I can't do that on my phone. I'll have to get my laptop in a moment, which I will. I can go back to these comments. See, originally I thought I was just coming here like for about a half hour, but it took me so long to friggin' get the damn stream going. I was having technical difficulties, and
We're having tick, 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 tick.
I was pissed off because earlier in like the comments and the other, when you were streaming like misgendering and their rotten ass
Yep.
comments last night with people lying on and I don't really give a shit if you hear
Oh,
me. I don't know if he knows I have a channel or what. But, I noticed Easy posted a video claiming that everyone's a liar and stuff. But he was actually lying on about Nicolina with Tinkerbell Tina. Saying that Nicolina was saying some of the things against Betty. She clearly did not say them. She said Betty said them on the show she was on. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things were twisted around to fit the
your
narrative, like
spirit,
usual.
your spirit boxing.
Oh, and my spirit. How about now? Am I
It
good?
seems a little better. Yep, that's better.
Okay, let me just work out my let me go to my sound for a minute. How about now? Is that better? I think I gotta get the brand
Yes.
earbuds. Okay. It's because I have the ghetto earbuds. Probably.
Trader said hearts for everyone. Her chat is not working.
Oh shit. It's not moving?
Hers
Hmm.
has been like her. I think it might be a phone issue or something, but she's had a couple days in a
Okay.
row that she wasn't able to chat at all almost.
Oh, that sucks. I know a lot of people have been, saying their chats are freezing, chats are glitching, and I hadn't had the problem in a long time. Besides, until it happened at Nicolina's like yesterday or the day before. That's the first time I've seen any kind of chat glitch in a while. But everyone's always saying they're seeing them, so I don't know what the hell's going on. But they need to fix this shit.
Sorry, my house is a little
Reinstall.
loud.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's life. We're all used to it, I'm sure.
Ghost is gaming, and my kids decided that now would be the perfect time to start arguing with each other.
That's the way it is. Hi, Southern Girl. Grandma watches. Let's see. Traders is this? It's a Stang. The Alphabet Crime Unit is after you. Unit 8. Storage Unit 8. Is he really in a storage unit?
I don't
Ernie,
know.
are
I
you?
don't know if that's a background or what.
Okay. I wasn't sure about that. I don't know about some of these Stangs.
Dang.
Oh. Okay, the whole keyboard gets stuck and it won't let me chat. Okay, it says, it seems allow gifts is automatically on for subs. I had to access an Android, not iPad, via the dollar symbol memberships. 3 dots at the top, then gifts. It was auto on. Okay. It looks like he's in a storage unit to me, but I don't know. Okay, I wasn't sure if you guys were joking. Sometimes I don't know if it's a joke or real.
Yeah, his what is behind him is like a storage unit door. But who's to say that's not just a virtual background he's using on StreamYard, you know?
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, hi, knee pets. I got a thing. I'm gonna post the thing in case anyone else has anything to say. There's just so much. There's just so much shit to enrage a bitch on here, right? Let's see. Hi, not so dumb blonde. Ah. And now, isn't there somebody? Is Dave's doing singing soon? Send this honey badger your money right now.
Right now, right now.
Looks too clean and crisp. Oh, thank you, Southern Girl. I will fix wrenches. I just got to get on my laptop. That's one thing I hadn't thought about. Like I said, I just got out some art stuff and I was gonna do some art, and then the whole mojo dropped when I was thinking about all this crap.
Yeah, you
Hope
can
work
just
was
get on
good.
here and talk to everybody and get back in the swing of things.
Yeah, that's true. It's just some of the comments earlier were just so crappy and
Yeah.
unexpected from the person I saw it from. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah.
Missouri
The
Mama, I didn't know you would do the thing like that.
I'm glad you said the name because I
I
was
wasn't
about to be
gonna.
like Triple M.
Yeah, I wasn't going to, but it just kind of slipped out.
Ooh, another super chat.
Oh, I got another one. Oh, thank you. Extortion, thank you. Well, this is a hell of a start. Well, thank you, Southern Girl. Thank you. Thank you for the
Yes,
membership. I offer absolutely nothing at the moment. Thank you for joining.
I am. I'm very okay, I can't say I'm disappointed in Missouri Mountain Mama because I've seen her say these vile things for a long time.
Hmm.
But misgendering is one of the worst things I've seen her say. And it
Yeah,
was the fact that she was misgendering a lot of people.
oh, really?
Like,
I didn't see that.
yes, she was calling she called Spectral a little boy,
Oh,
Traders a little boy. Like,
that's odd.
yeah,
Okay, I
and
didn't notice that.
Spectral Whispers doesn't really like mess with anybody. You
I've
know,
never
she just
seen,
went to say her
yeah,
piece.
I've never seen that person say anything bad.
You know,
This was at Ernie's earlier, and that's where I saw Missouri Mama misgender traders.
yeah,
Once again,
I have the screenshots.
once again. I mean, there was a lot of other rotten stuff, but that's as low as it goes.
Oh, I see you broke your laptop out.
My what? Huh?
Because I
Hi,
seen people
Scotty.
getting, I seen, okay, oh wait, no, Chaotic's on our other
No.
channel.
Oh, is that what? Did she switch?
Yeah, she switched.
Oh, okay, because she was on the other one. Is she a
Hey,
mod right
Chaotic.
now?
Yeah,
Oh,
on her
sorry,
beauty
sorry,
and crime.
Nicolina. I'm rusty at this shit. I'm rusty.
Oh my gosh, flies. I think Missouri is just trying to score meth points with Mammoth and Easy.
Okay, so here we are. Well, how long has it been
There we go.
since? How long has it been since Summer Wells came up missing?
It was 2 years, June 15th.
Yep.
And Missouri Mountain Mama is still using that little girl's picture.
Oh.
Is it Missouri Mountain Mama or Missouri Mama?
Missouri, Missouri Mountain Mama.
Oh, I don't know who that
I thought
is.
it was
Yeah,
Missouri
you do.
Mama.
I know
Hold on.
Missouri Mama.
Then that might be
Did
it.
she change
Go
her
check
name?
the.
So
I thought it was just
Missouri
Missouri
Mama,
Mama.
Oh yes, Missouri Mama, aka Christina.
yeah, she was the
But it
one
is Summer
last
Wells. Yeah.
she was the one last winter that said she was allegedly homeless with 2 kids, that her dad kicked her out. She needed money for a
Okay.
hotel. And I was like, something doesn't sound right here. I went and found her on Facebook. She has a long history of drug abuse. She's got a whole ass fiance or husband, I can't remember, but she would not give details like why her dad. There's 2 Missouris, but there's a Missouri mama, something with numbers, I don't know. Regardless, Jody, not Jody, D-Boss ended up paying for, I think, a motel for a night or two. She wouldn't help herself at all. She wouldn't go to any agencies. And we kept trying to say, you can't just, your cam's on, Peach. You can't
Peachy?
just, yeah, Peachy, your camera's on.
It looks like your hand, but your camera's on if you hear us. Your keyboard's on. Oh, she's going to find the
Yes, that
screenshot.
one. Missouri Mama, aka Christina. She added that, aka Christina. She's nasty. Hey, evil Katie. But she would not help herself. And we even tried to say, listen, you your dad can't just evict you like that, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, I knew it was on. I was trying to show you guys that. Turn my camera around so I could show you guys that screenshot.
Yeah,
Hmm.
she has turned very nasty. I was really shocked, but then if you go back and you look at her actual Facebook page, she is definitely part of Meth Mountain. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
Mess Mountain. Oh Lord.
No, that's a different Christina, not so dumb blonde. Uh,
Hi,
traders,
baby Darcy.
I know you slept most of the day. Hey, Darcy, but check my personal message I sent to you on Facebook. I sent you so much from the Tigers chat
Oh
that,
boy.
oh yeah.
Like
Oh
the
yeah.
current Tigers chat?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
The actual TBT chat.
Yeah, not the house. The Tiger True Blood chat.
Okay, I didn't know there was another chat. I thought that was the
Yes.
only one, the house one.
Yep.
Shit.
Pretty damning, Ernie
Are
and
we all
Lori.
gonna die? Are we all gonna die?
Oh, they're
More
they were
stands
actually
in
they were
place?
actually laughing at what Hummingbird said about Maggie. And
Oh,
my,
that's real nice.
yeah, they were laughing.
Wow, people that probably have kids themselves think
Yep.
that's funny.
Hmm.
That's disturbing.
Now, I'm going to say this, and I don't want this to sound wrong, but isn't Lori's son trans?
That I'm not sure about. I
I
just only know of one, the one with the vision impaired, maybe.
I
I
am
could be wrong.
I am I am 99.9% positive that Lori's son, who is an adult, is identifies as a different sex. So
Hmm.
it's mine, but go. I know I found it, traders, before you and I had linked up. I
Hmm.
could be wrong. I thought it was her. I'll have to
Yeah,
find
see,
it.
I thought she only had one child, and then I learned like later on, I think on here that it came out there was a couple maybe, or three
All
maybe,
right.
two or
If
three.
I'm
So,
wrong, it could be somebody else because I know it wasn't the that jaded Raven from back in Ernie's chat. But
hmm.
I'm telling you, I could have sworn it was Lori's son.
Hmm. Talk to one of her sons. Oh, you have. Wow.
I could be wrong. It could be a different one of his mods that I was looking into way back when.
I know another weird thing, about this morning when Ernie started his show. I thought it was kind of weird, but he started it being enraged at ATIL. Actually, he like kind of blew up on her. That's probably not gonna. That's probably gonna set her off later, I imagine. But you know,
I'm sorry, about
he
ATIL what?
kind yeah, he kind of went. He kind of was enraged this morning when he
Oh
started his
yeah.
live, and it was pretty. I mean, I was like, damn.
But he's been like that since last night,
He was a
and
different person last night to me.
yeah.
Totally like he was in sales mode, like infomercial, and then he was back to normal today. So I don't freaking know anymore.
So I want to give you some advice before you end your live stream.
Okay.
Go to your starred chat that's in StreamYard. Count how many members you have by the end of it, and then
Okay.
you need to check your studio tomorrow.
Oh, starred. Okay.
And
Got it.
so that'll keep track of all your new members. Write down who your new members are. I know this is more work than you should have to do.
That's all
Then
right. It's not that
then
many.
then tomorrow when your studio fully updates and you can look to see your new members, if there are no other new members than the ones you wrote down, you need to get a hold of YouTube for those 5
Okay.
memberships that I donated,
Okay.
because not only do they deserve the membership, you deserve the money from the memberships. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, thank you. It looks like yeah, I'm not seeing that right now, so you're right.
Okay, I see on your starred all your stuff you've gotten, but I don't see where Nick donated 5
No,
memberships
no, I
or
don't see that.
however many she
I took
donated.
I took a picture of it and sent it to your cell phone,
Oh,
Sarah.
that's what that was. Okay, I seen that come through. Yep.
So you have that as proof that 5 were donated. I
Okay,
have
thank you.
I have proof from my PayPal that the $14.95 charge. And I will go to my YouTube purchases and take a screenshot so it shows I did gift you those memberships
Okay,
in the
thank
event
you.
that you need to dispute it.
Okay, thanks. Thank you very much. I wonder why. This happened to somebody else recently too. I thought it was you. Hmm.
It happened to me. It happened to me, but I wish I would have gone back and read my started chat and taken
Okay.
screenshots of it.
Well, that's good to know because I hadn't really
Yeah.
even looked at that before. So I
Yeah,
mostly
it
do this on
happened
my
to Nick.
phone.
It happened to Nick twice in one live. People
That's
donated memberships.
Oh,
it
that's
actually
frustrating.
happened for 2 days, you two. It was 2 different days that it happened multiple times.
Wow,
Wow.
that's annoying.
I don't know what's up with YouTube lately. Like sometimes I'll go to comment and it'll say like error with a red like error, and then I'll have to exit out of everything, go back in, and sometimes that'll work. Other times it takes like 5 minutes.
Hmm. I was doing that in Rap's chat the other day. Scotty says.
It
Hmm.
did it to Nick's the other night she was streaming, and it was like a whole like 8 minutes where
Yes.
nobody could chat.
Yep. I had
Oh,
to
that's
literally
stupid.
leave. I had to hit my refresh button, which kicks me from my studio, enter back into the studio, and that fixed it.
Oh,
So
right.
it's a glitch between StreamYard and YouTube. Um, but everyone's having the chat error glitch. And I just want to tell you, you have 90 in chat right now,
Okay.
40
Thank you.
likes, and you still have more chat participants than Jimbo.
Don't say that.
Can everybody please hit that like, or I will come and throat punch you.
I'm sure there's some people waiting to hear something to go report or something like that, but we're just shooting the shit, really. And yeah, I'm calling out some. There's a lot of lies going around, and yeah, I don't think it's cool that people are misgendering still. So that's all I've been talking about, really. And I think that there was a lot of abuse, verbal abuse going on last night too, that I didn't like at all. At Easy's,
Yep.
I'll say it, at Easy's channel. I see. I mean, I'm just looking at this guy talking to. Well, it was like first it was 6-on-1, then 8-on-1, kind of like what happened to you, Nicolina. But then everybody's screaming at her. It was like at one point 8-on-1. She can't
Yeah.
even answer a question before they're all screaming at her. So I don't even know why they're asking questions.
Well,
So
you.
I continued to mention yesterday and today, like, Speak Easy and I started on Thursday night as a one-on-one conversation, and it actually, from my highly charged emotional state, it felt like I was going to make progress. Like, it felt like a good conversation. And
Yeah,
then
I thought that.
and
Yep.
then he started adding all these people in. Well, tonight he's going to do a one-on-one panel, and I'm not going there. I would hope none of the mean girls would go there. That's what I think he's looking for. And I gave him the chance to have a real adult conversation about trauma, and he didn't want it. Instead, he wanted all of his like rejects up there to attack me. And
Hmm.
that tells me you're weak, because I can have a one-on-one like if I had to right now, if Jimbo would have it, I would have a one-on-one conversation with him,
Yeah.
but he's too weak to allow that to happen. Just like Constance, she'll allow you to come up for a one-on-one, and then she'll talk over you and do word salad and try to twist everything you're saying.
Mhm.
That's not effective communication, and they want the drama to continue. I mean, we all do. That's why we're here.
Yeah, you have to be open and receptive to hearing what the other person has to say
Yeah.
if you really want it and make any progress. And I
Well,
honestly felt good about yours when you started talking. I thought maybe some progress was going to be made too. I felt the same way until, everyone started coming up.
Yeah. I mean, if he understood how FBI Terra has gone around multiple channels making the most craziest accusations,
Yeah,
you
she
know what I'm
is.
saying? Like, there's a reason even Jimbo won't allow her in his community. Like, there's a reason. Yes, Sapphire. Sapphire tried too, and you're damn right. The energy
um,
is dark.
Sarah,
Yeah.
Tracy donated memberships and they are not
Oh.
showing up.
Oh, she did
Oh, thank you,
too.
Tracy. Thank you,
Yes.
Tracy.
Screenshot.
I'm sorry.
So please
I'll
screenshot
get it.
that, Tracy,
I'll
and
get.
Okay.
send it to Sarah or SG, whoever can get it to
I
Sarah.
got it. I'll take a picture and send it right now.
Oh man,
And Aunt
that's
Connie has
annoying.
decided to enter the chat.
Hi,
Oh,
Constance.
Jesus.
Where are
Hey,
you?
Aunt
Okay,
Connie, we love
let's see.
you.
Nicolina, your one-on-one was saying Betty liked. Oh, that's the thing. That's the lie I wanted to address. F and her grandpa, and if you can't handle people speaking on your log off. Okay. Well, what I want to say about that is I did see that that was presented as a lie today. And what I do remember of Nicolina bringing that up, if I may say, is she was saying that person themselves said it on Jim Terry, and people totally weren't hearing that part. They only took it as Nicolina is saying it. Nicolina was presenting that Betty herself used it with her own words on Jim Terry, which is recorded, but nobody was hearing that part. Am I
Well,
wrong about that part?
you're right. And not only that, Betty came after Nick's grape story first.
Hmm.
So Nick shot back with a shot fired. Who wouldn't?
So, yeah,
That's
not only
that's
did Betty
that's kind
start
of messed
that,
up. That's a
then
messed up thing to say.
then Frank ain't no. Yeah, I mean, Maggie has a father.
Okay. Okay.
Maggie has a father. Yeah, Connie, you weren't even watching that. I watched it.
If
I
that was
literally.
on the show, then it should be able to be shown.
No, you can't,
This.
because Jim Terry has had his channels terminated.
Oh, right, right,
Um,
right. I forgot about that.
so
Which is a good reason why there's people like Archivist Tina that does what she does, and people don't understand, and that's why it's a good thing that she does that.
we're
It's a
matching
good, it's a good
energies.
reference.
We're matching energies, Constance. And you're right. Frank is not Maggie's father. She has a father. She has a father. Frank is her stepfather. I am very thankful that I married a man that is a good father figure. But no, Frank is not Maggie's dad. That's why he won't allow her to call him dad. She calls him stepdad or nickel fart. Nickel fart is what she
Hmm.
calls him. And if you were on my Facebook, Connie, you would see that because she regularly makes posts about her stepfather. She also comments on things and calls him Nickel Fart. That's her nickname
Yep.
for him.
The pictures of them out to breakfast that morning were so adorable.
Right. And I got to stay home with the dogs. They go out and they spend time together. I am blessed beyond measure to have a man that not only, like right now, Frank's not home. You know where Frank is right now? He took the car hauler over to my second born's house because their mini SUV, whatever you call it, the Traverse, stopped running. And instead of having Andrew pay for a tow, Nick went and got the car hauler, is taking it over to tow my son's car to a mechanic shop. My children know that Frank is dependable, that Frank will always be there no matter what. That is a wonderful stepfather. But
And for he's
he's
been
not,
raising her too for many, many years, right? So
yeah,
I'm not sure if the comparison is the same to the other case
it's
you
not.
mentioned.
It's not. I mean, he's been raising kids, my children, with me for 8 years. I am blessed beyond measure. That's all I have to say. I am not
I'm
blessed with being a millionaire like FBI Tara.
No, we
I am
can't
not
all be.
blessed as a YouTube rapper. I am blessed
Hmm.
that I have a best friend that loves my children. So,
Okay.
Connie, drop the Mary situation because nobody's gonna see eye to eye on that. Um, I'm gonna say right now that Frank is more of a father to Maggie than Mary probably ever was to Anastasia.
Anastasia. Yep. I mean,
Mary
Connie, I
raised
could
since
have,
she was 6 years old.
Now
Well,
that's, no, she's
I
just
hear
changed the age. Nope.
I hear
Nope.
conflicting info on that, so I try to not answer on things I don't know. I've
Now
heard two
that's a
different
different age.
stories.
That's a different age now. See, Connie, you don't have, I've got all the screenshots from that stuff, and she was her guardian for 10 months. She never produced any documentation. The uh, actual biological grandmother said it was part time. It was a very small amount of time. Did Anastasia maintain a relationship with Mary? Yes. We did a live on it. We showed that they weren't even connected. There were no tags, there was no nothing on Facebook. She was misleading people. She wasn't coming forward with what was going on. We knew Anastasia was found before Mary did. Why is that? Because she wasn't next of kin. And it's sad. It's sad. I mean, but that's completely different than a step parent. She was a temporary guardian.
I'm not doubting that Mary loved that girl. I'm not doubting it at all. But you can't run around proclaiming that that's your daughter and get sympathy when it's really not. You can say, yeah, I was her guardian at one point in time, and it would have been a completely different story, but she came straight out the gate like, I'm her mother.
Well, another side of it I see too is the more when you keep bringing that up for arguments or, for your own stuff to argue on YouTube, you're actually, whether you realize it or not, you could be re-victimizing her and making her sad again to keep hearing this come up and up. But you're actually in your quest to give her some sort of justice, you're actually probably hurting her by making her relive all this.
And it's really weird that
Like,
Mary was getting money off of a tragedy of a child that wasn't hers when it should have gone to the family's GoFundMe, the next of kin that's legally responsible for like burial and funeral, you know? Yeah, the news also did state that, gamer girl. You're correct.
God forbid something ever happened to one of my children. YouTube would be the last place I would to seek
Well,
financial backing.
Elle Kennedy did a short on one of Connie's rants and said that, because you know how Connie has her levels, that Connie is the only one that can decide the level of fuck shit when apparently them tormenting me for my trauma is not as bad as Mary's trauma.
Why?
And what would happen if something like that happened to Maggie? Maggie's my daughter. Mary's not Anastasia's mother. Completely different trauma. So
But every time you keep bringing it up as to argue, it's gonna probably hurt her again.
it's not even the
Either way,
same thing,
and it's
though.
not even a black and white story. It
It's
was,
not even the same trauma. It's a
yeah,
different type of trauma. Now,
yeah,
Connie said something to the effect of, "What if this happened to Maggie?" Well, I'm Maggie's birth mother. I
yeah.
carried her. I nursed her for 18 months. I was with my daughter. Like, this is a child I actually raised, and provided for. I've never had to go. This is not her first live, Swisher. I have not had to
First
go
and
to
first
YouTube.
monetized one.
Yeah. I have not had to come to YouTube and e-beg for money for anything related to my children, my living situation. Mary has done, and Mary hid all of her lives, by the way, when all of this happened. Katie's in chat and can tell you how much she has given Mary, because Mary is perpetually in need of money, just like Jimbo. No different. I've sent Mary money. I raised money for Mary last year. I think she
Oh,
got
so you guys know her. You guys actually, okay.
Yeah, I had raised $556 for Mary on one live stream last summer.
I didn't know her much before the stand when that started happening, you know.
Well, that's why Stacey May hates me, because Stacey May was in another chat stating that Mary did not have lung cancer and she was lying, and I brought that out publicly in October of or November of 2022. That's why Stacey May hates me,
Okay, I don't think I've ever heard about a lung cancer story.
because she doesn't have lung cancer. That was last summer's grift. Now she's fine. She probably has severe COPD from decades of heavy smoking, but
Mhm.
you've not seen her document any of, like, actually document her cancer. She just would do some, like, videos, short videos, and she would have like a nasal cannula in her nose. That's it. She's never lost any hair. She's never she would make community posts that she was in the hospital because of her cancer. Nobody has
Mhm.
seen any evidence of this cancer. One of her old mods had emailed me last year, um, outlining everything about this is a grift, and she left Mary's because Mary always has a financial crisis all the time to get money, and she's no different than Jimbo. So I don't care. She can grift off of her tiny 20 people in her chat. And I was one of those people, sadly. $556, I believe. Now, don't quote me. I could be wrong. I'd have to go through my PayPal and find where I sent Mary all the money, because um but her Betty asked me to help her because she was such a great person, and these were her struggles. I still have all those emails, so I did.
So is it possible that she just didn't might have had something, could have had cancer, and then maybe or didn't do any kind of follow up? Or see, these are just things I don't know, you know. So it's hard to
I don't
comment.
know. Listen, I know when you have cancer, well, they it ends up usually being symptomatic. They go in, they do a chest CT, they find like a nodule or a mass.
Hmm.
Depending on where the mass is located, they'll do a bronchoscopy. They'll go in and try to get a biopsy of it, or remove it depending on which lobe of the lung it's in. Then pathology will confirm. If they can't go in and do the biopsy, they're going to send you in for a PET CT scan, which cancer thrives on sugar.
Yeah.
So you do a prep 24 hours, note like very, very, very low sugar. You're going to be very hydrated. You're going to focus on eating protein. You go in, they inject you with the special contrast. You get the PET CT scan done, and cancer will light up because it's sugar based. And with the contrast, it'll light up. It'll tell you if it's cancerous or if it's not. So I don't know because she's never provided any of those details publicly. She just came back and said at one point last year, I have cancer. And that was around the ocean liver time. So I didn't realize how many people would lie about serious medical conditions in order to get money. So that I was very naive until I had been burned a couple of times.
Yeah, and Grandma Watches made a comment up above that I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
I
Try to
feel
find it.
bad when any family member, when any family member passes away, but when you come to YouTube with the guys that the death was your child, it pulls at people's heartstrings a little more than if you would say like stepchild, in my opinion. Um, I feel like once you do that, then you're starting to want more sympathy. Like, I don't know how to put that. Like, don't lie about the family member because everybody's going to feel sorry for you regardless if it's your cousin, aunt, uncle, daughter, sister. So why lie about it? That's what I'm trying to say, really.
Yeah.
Just be honest.
I know. Well, I didn't know much about the situation, to tell you the truth. Like I keep mentioning, but the thing that upsets me is that people gave her information, from what it sounds like, anyways, that for things about me that I had no clue about, like trying to. I feel like people were trying to upset her and create extra sadness and pain for this woman that I don't know, for something that wasn't even there for me.
I
Like
mean, Sarah,
me
that's what
asking
she does.
questions, they manipulated it for narrative, and that's what upsets me, that they would make this woman feel sad for something that I didn't do, or I didn't have that intent. You know what I mean? There was nothing like that, and that upsets me more because I don't think like that towards anyone. And if somebody lost their stepdaughter, foster daughter, any daughter, I wouldn't have felt any kind of way like they made it presented out to be, and that makes me mad that she would believe that. That's twisting her feelings for your own narrative, and I don't like that shit.
But Sarah, that's what she does. Why do you think she keeps bringing up what I said about you in CPS? She
Yeah,
keeps
yeah.
bringing it back to inflict emotional trauma. Why do you think she's bringing back the Mary stuff? To inflict more emotional trauma. Not on me. It doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah,
Um,
but it will upset her again. I guess the other day it was
yes,
brought up again with, things
yes.
with me, and my name was mentioned, I guess. That's what I heard anyways, and it wasn't true. So it's
But she does it to invoke pain on the person, but to also to incite a hate mob. And
it's gonna incite the hate mob, yes.
what she
Yes.
doesn't understand is we don't give a fuck about these people. I don't, at least. I mean, you can continue. You're just self cannibalizing. It does
Hmm.
not affect me at the end of the day in a long term. In fact, I've decided, everything I'm reading or seeing or hearing about my trauma, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to desensitize me, and that'll help me process it better. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? From a
Yeah.
more uh, objective versus subjective and emotional. Yes, Lee, that needs to be highlighted. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Crazy Acres. I mean, it's Maggie has a father and a mother that are a regular part of her life. Frank is a bonus, and he would be devastated if something happened to Maggie, but not as devastated as her parents because being parents is a different bond, right?
Hmm. Oh, thank you, Lion Mama.
Is everybody still there? Did I lose y'all?
Sorry.
I muted out because my dogs are being a-holes.
They do that sometimes.
Which thank you again, Southern Girl, for taking my call today about Anthem. I appreciate you.
Is he okay? She?
Since we brought her, we like there was the veterans nonprofit that rescue dogs and train them for veterans that have needs. Um, the veteran she was with for quite some time had resurrendered her back, and it was because of her activity level, which her activity level isn't that bad, but it's dependent again on your experience with dogs. But there's been 3 times that something has changed where she kind of sits there and her head shakes back and forth and she looks a little off, and then it's gone and everything's fine. So I talked to Jamie today, and she said that there's head tremoring with dogs with low calcium. It could be kidney issues, et cetera, et cetera. So she kind of gave me some advice on what to do if it happens again, and if I'm going to take her to back to the vet. But the vet with the dog, it's going to cost probably anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 to try to figure something out because a dog can't tell you
Yep.
how they're feeling. So she sent me some links and some things to look at, and I was like, "Holy shit, she was right."
Yeah,
So
she knows her shit.
yeah, so I appreciate that. It was nice. How's Tracy feeling today after this morning's mishap? I won't blast what happened, but how you feeling, Tracy? Speaking of vets and dogs,
Now, let me see what a trader says. Also, what's the new trend about when you get concerned and act ugly, then use your kids as a shield? What's up with that?
Yeah, that seems to be the new.
who's doing that?
Are you talking about on speakeasies? Oh,
Oh,
thank you, Renee.
oh, SIC, SIC.
Or
Hmm.
Tara, because Tara said that Nick threatened her daughter when there was literally no threats at all.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just,
there was a screenshot of that too, right? The back chat.
yeah, yes,
Yep.
yeah, yep.
That was weird.
Well, I mean, my whole live chat could see the back chat because I was
Yep.
streaming it, and we took
Right, right.
screenshots.
FBI
But
Tara, stop that.
I just wanted to come up and congratulate you on your monetization.
Thank you.
So
I gotta
I'm going to
finish
get
it up.
down and
Thank you.
have some chill time with the kiddos before bedtime.
Hmm.
Bye,
All right.
So
Peachy.
See you later.
bye, Nick. We'll talk to you guys later.
Sure.
Bye.
Anyone else want to have something to say? Did I drop that link? Let me see.
Do you want me to
All
drop
of
your?
them. Oh, you don't have to. Well, unless you have something to do. I plan on this being short, but I mean, I'm just chilling while anyone else has to chill. Oh, did I just see your
I know
super chat?
Dazed has a karaoke live that goes for a few hours. I think the
That's what I didn't want to. Oh, Shannon's gonna go too.
Shannon's got a live scheduled. No, I'm just letting you know. I mean,
Okay, thanks.
Days does her karaoke for a couple of hours. I'm gonna
Okay.
go over there after you're live. I'll probably pop into Shannon's. Not sure what hers is about, except for it says she's an OG. She doesn't need something, so she's probably gonna light some asses up.
Yeah, I like that. I like the Shannon live.
She's funny. Were you able to get your son an iPad?
I actually have it aside. I'm gonna upgrade to I'm gonna try to get the maximum what do you call it? Is it megabytes? I always get that word wrong. I want the one with the most storage because the other
Gigabytes.
one, because he always has to end up deleting things because some of the programs, like the speaking programs and all that,
Yes.
take a lot of it, and then he has to delete all his pictures and everything, so he ends up deleting everything. And I want to make sure he has all of it, so I'm gonna get those
So
like top notch, top of the line,
I don't
and
know if
then
you
the new
guys
case.
remember when we first started buying these things, right? 32 gigabytes was really all you needed.
Yeah, not anymore.
My phone that I bought last year, I think it's a 64 gig, and I'm a boomer, so I was like, 64 gig, it would be enough. Uh,
Hmm.
nope, not
Not
enough because
anymore. Not
yes,
anymore.
no. So, next week I'm going to trade in my phone and upgrade it to, I'm thinking the iPhone 14, but with I think the next level up is 112 gigabytes. Like, that's ridiculous because your
Yeah,
apps
I don't
have,
even know much about them, but I know that the last one I had was 256, and then we went down to a 64, the next iPad, and that was a big mistake. Yeah, I don't even know how high they go now, but the highest you can get is the best. I know that to make it last the
I,
longest and get the
I
most
think
out of it.
I think it's 256 is the max. I
Oh,
could
so
be
it still
wrong.
is? Okay,
I
yeah.
could be wrong.
Last I knew that was the highest. That seems to be pretty good.
But that would be the one that you'd want to aim for because
Yeah.
apps do, every app has so many gigabytes. Like I had to switch my VPN, and it wasn't the gigabytes per se, but this VPN required like constant use of data.
Oh,
And
I
I
didn't know that.
used 30 gigs of data in 30 days. My
Oh,
VPN did, yeah. So it's always data and gigabyte for memory storage. It's everything
that's
uses so much.
something I hadn't even thought of.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even know that that takes any. Thanks for telling me that.
You do love yours, Lulu?
Let me see. Oh, 14. I think I have the 13 Pro. I think that's what I have.
I think that's what I'm going to move to because I'm at the 12 that I got
Hmm.
last year, and I think it's the 14, but I don't want the big one because I like to be able to put it in my back pocket.
Same here.
I don't
That's
carry a,
exactly what I went with. I don't want a VCR in my pocket, you know?
a VCR.
I want to be able to put it in my pocket, you know?
I don't carry a purse very often because it's just annoying.
Hmm.
I like to be able to just put stuff in my pocket and go. Like I carry my debit card, my license, my phone, my keys. That's it.
Um, excuse me. That's all right. I don't think this is true, but I'll consider this and read if you really want to know my answer. According to Gypsy, if we grew up in the
Nope,
80s, it's
that's not what
okay to
she
cook.
said. That's
Yeah, I
not what
mean, I wouldn't think that
I
Gypsy
was
would say
in that
that.
live, and what she said was if you grew up, and if, like, let's say you were an 80s kid, back in the 70s and 80s, even into the 90s, mental retardation was an actual ICD diagnosis. And they now changed it and developed the ICD-10. They've changed the CPT codes for treatment. So again, this is like a constant Sue taking things out of context. The ICD is what we use for diagnostic purposes only. It's the diagnosis for billing. I'll look it up.
And also, a high number of children with autism are also MR, and it's like I think it's like 85%. I could have the percentages off, so I mean it's fairly common.
So in the fifth edition, so let me look. Fifth
And when I first came here, at first I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked when I started, but then I've come to realize every single creator that I've been on or visited or became part of their channel
Yeah.
has used the word retard, and it's all a derogatory adjective. So
Yes,
what
it
do you think
is.
I'm gonna do? I wouldn't have anyone on YouTube to go to if it was to bother me every, you know what I mean? Like, I don't do it. I'm not going to use it that way, and that's all I could worry
Purple
about is
rainstorm.
myself.
Purple rainstorm.
I would never use it, you
I
know?
have heard Connie say retard. She actually did
Everybody said it.
during
Yep.
her panel when Traders was on. I have heard Easy say retard. Go look at SIC's Twitter. He says retard in every like 10th post. Just stop that. So here is the information. In the fifth edition of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, the APA replaced mental retardation with intellectual disability disorder. The APA included the parenthetical name intellectual developmental disorder to indicate that the diagnosed deficit in cognitive capacity began in the developmental period. Now, when was the fifth edition of the DSM published? May of 2013. So, all the way up until 2013, mental retardation was a diagnostic code.
Hmm.
There you have it,
And
Storm.
and DMR, which is formerly Department of Developmental Services, was formerly known as DMR, which stood for Department of Mental Retardation, and that became the
Yep.
new, and now it's now Department of Developmental Services. They changed
So
it to
yep,
DDS for that
we
reason.
also had that. We also
Yeah.
had that was some, gosh, I'm trying to think what it is. We have the same services in our community, and it
Hmm.
was services for mental retardation, and they have now also since changed that. They changed that before 2013, but um anything that's related to medical publishing is usually behind the social changes because those changes come from the parents, the caregivers saying, we don't like this word, we need to make the change. So then these services, these outliers that service these communities will then change their names. And then when it catches on, the medical community will then change it with their publications. So,
Yeah.
well, Purple Rainstorm only comes in when shit's popping, and it is what it is. So,
But you
she,
know what? There's plenty of the whole community is full of parents with children with disabilities. That's what I've come to realize. You know.
yeah, it's a dead horse that is going to continue to be beat because they think they're social justice warriors, but the people that they're larping for say the same things. I mean, we've literally watched it in real time happen. So it is what it
Right.
is.
And I don't have to like every time I hear it, but that doesn't mean that that person's um, coming at me and trying to hurt my feelings with it. You know, it's just the way the world is. You know.
I mean, think about the homophobic epithet that starts with an F, right? That F
Hmm.
word.
Right.
Cigarettes were called fags for how many fucking decades? A
And that's
cigarette,
a hard one for me to understand because I wasn't around for when they called it that. But I can't almost comprehend how that
didn't,
was used for that. You know.
but it didn't make sense that they would
No.
refer to a cigarette as a fag. I've never understood how that became
Nope.
a term.
Me neither.
But I mean, it's like me growing up, and I'm a Gen Xer, I think. Yeah, I'm a Gen Xer. We would say, well, that's gay. And when we'd say that's gay, that meant stupid. But the
Yep.
term gay meant happy for how many years?
Right.
And we've
Exactly.
changed the definition. So you can't expect people to always fall in line with the new definition of words. And exactly, I'm not clutching my pearls for every fucking change that's made throughout each fucking decade. I don't give a fuck. Words should not hurt. If they hurt you, like it's always the intent behind the word. So if I say, oh,
Right.
that's gay, I'm not attacking people that are LGBTQ. It's from the generation that I was coming up in. Now, if I started admonishing somebody that was gay and using words out of hate, and I'm using them as slurs out of hate, fuck yeah, those are true meanings. That's hurtful. But yeah,
Well,
we
I've
are.
noticed in other communities, it seems like some of the younger generation, from what I'm noticing, it's just my observation, they're starting like, for instance, the Thorpe community, the younger Thorpes and her friends. I'm noticing a trend, and I don't know if this is a trend across the US or whatever, but they're starting to use the term, they're using autistic as an insult. And that one
Yes,
started
they
pissing
do.
me off. So I just changed the channel and I said, is this like a new trend? And then the next
No,
few
it's
times
not.
I clicked on it, I saw it again. You're being so autistic. You're just acting autistic. Like they're
So
using, it seems like a new trend. And I'm like, oh,
no,
well,
it's
I
not.
mean,
It's not. It comes
is it
from
just them?
nope, it comes from 4chan and Reddit. Let me type it in.
Yeah, I just didn't know if it was a new trend.
So this word right here, they call them autists
Okay,
for
I haven't,
autistic,
yeah,
and that is meant for people that are dumb. But if you understand autism as a whole, many that are on the spectrum are fucking brilliant minded in
exactly.
their own way. Like I have two nephews and a niece that are on the spectrum, and I will tell you what, they are functioning people. My nephew was here the entire time we were in Tennessee. He is very smart. He is very sarcastic, very dry, sarcastic. His older brother is brilliant minded. I mean, this is the kid that hacked into the school administration server
Wow.
before
No
he was
way.
even 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you want to call me an autist, I'll take it because those are smart motherfuckers, you know?
Hmm.
But they do use it as a term to be derogatory,
They're
but
trying to use it in a derogatory manner. That's what I noticed on the
you don't
Thorpes.
have to take it that way.
Right, right.
That came from a trolling community on 4chan and Reddit, and it's more or less internet lingo, but
Yeah.
you don't always have to take things as
I
you don't
just changed the fucking channel because I'm like, you don't know nothing. Because like you're talking about the brilliance and everything, I also see a love and innocence and a purity that some people could only wish they knew in this
yeah
lifetime. Because mine only knows love and doesn't even know anything about hating or anything. So that you could take
right.
that and screw right off because you don't know anything, you know?
Look at Crazy Acres. She says, like I wear thongs on my feet, not up my ass. Crazy Acres is from my mother's generation. I can almost guarantee you because my mom calls flip flops thongs. And I'm like,
Mm.
why are you saying thongs when thongs are a type of underwear?
Hmm.
Different
I just,
generation.
right, true.
Renee,
I
I
think of the thong song. Thong, thong, thong,
thong,
thong.
thong, thong. I agree. I do believe that what Renee said, I do believe it's a catalyst that opens up and brings it to the surface. I do.
Hmm.
I truly believe that. And you're never going to ever hear anything that will come up to confirm it because vaccines are a multi-billion-dollar
Hmm.
industry.
Yeah, I did my research long years ago on that and tons of paperwork. I read this book, Evidence of Harm by David Kirby. You know, I went through it and
Yep.
highlighted things. I photocopied it. I dropped documents, pages and pages off at the doctor's office to have them look over. You know, I didn't stop with that for a while, so I'm pretty knowledgeable in that area too. And I believe, you know, I have some belief in that area myself. But that was an excellent book, Evidence of Harm by David Kirby.
Yeah, and but here's the thing. I truly I'm not a PhD, I'm not a scientist, but I can read clearly and understand research based on my profession. I
Right.
truly believe that if we have any type of mutation, that the mutation gets brought to the surface based on a catalyst, whether it's a virus, a bacteria, a fungus, an injection of man-made materials, that can actually activate something, and it causes like an autoimmune response, whether it's
Hmm.
neurological or physiologic, and it will change what's going on in from your neurologic standpoint.
Yep.
But I also do believe it is now becoming a hereditary thing.
Yeah, there's just so much info out there. You know, there's parents that have multiple children. on the spectrum. It's hard to
Yep.
figure out. But I wondered that too. I know in labor, a lot of women are given a lot of injectables, and some women that have the bacteria present. That I can't remember the name of the bacteria. It's like it has to do with staphylococcus. They give you that antibiotic right at birth. It's like
Oh yeah,
um,
the
one out of every four. I can't
is
think
it
of what it's.
GBS?
It might be that, but one out of every four women alone get that, and that's some more injectables plus all the meds they give you. You know, when you're in labor and everything. Made me
Yeah,
wonder. And
it's group B strep and
strep, yeah, that one, and then pitocin, all the added, extra additives.
so group B strep. Well, Oppo, I think it's a combination of genetics and a
Strep
trigger.
B.
Something triggers it.
Yeah, that could be a
'Cause
component.
you see so many videos that these children are what we would consider normal in meeting all the milestones that the American Pediatrics Association puts out, right? Then my so what I can say with my daughter Maggie, I was older, I understood a little bit more. I decided to there no babies need hepatitis B vaccines at birth. They are not high
Right.
risk. Okay. So I said no, and I did delayed vaccination and I did singular vaccination, not the combos. I denied some and delayed others. And
Yeah, I'm all for delayed, definitely. There's no need to jab them all up all at once when you have a choice.
when she received, and I could be, don't quote me on this because she's 13 now, but she was in the stage of walking around furniture. So I want to say she was between 9 and 11 months. She went and had a vaccine, and within a couple of days, she was having seizures. There was no fever. These are not febrile seizures.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the scariest thing I've ever seen. At that point, she was rushed by ambulance to a children's hospital because of her age and lack of fever.
Wow.
When it happened again a few months later, because I would delay these vaccine by months, it happened again. And one of my friends, and I don't want to say colleagues, he's one of my friends, Dr. John Wapham, who is a very well known neurovascular doctor, an endovascular surgeon, got my daughter into a pediatric neurologist within 24 hours because I called him on Skype and I'm like, this is what's going on with Maggie. And he's like, let me call Dr. Siva Swami. We will get her down to Detroit Children's. And we got her in. And that doctor said to me, stop vaccinating her. I think this is the correlation. So Maggie
Yeah.
didn't have any more vaccinations until 2017. It was 2000, no, 2018. She got her first influenza vaccine. She has never had MMR, Varivax,
Mm-hmm.
none of it. So,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely delayed and stopped some of them as he got older, and I had started asking to order the single dose. You could also ask your doctors. I mean, they're pennies more. You can order the single dose vaccinations too, which aren't in the multi-vial tap, which actually has all the antibacterial thimerosal, freaking mercury in the bottles that they
yes.
one theory is that they don't shake it up, they don't all shake it properly, and some kids might get a little more than another kid.
Yep.
But if you just
Yep.
order the single dose vaccines, you will not get any of that stuff in it. So that's one way to avoid
So
that.
let me give some information to those of you that may be having more kids or grandkids. If a doctor tells you they cannot get single dosed and it has to be a multi-dose with 2 to 3 different vaccines, that is a fucking lie.
That's to save money.
That is a fucking lie. They can
Pennies
order
more.
it.
Yes, they can. It just
They
takes
can
extra
order it
effort.
through their distributors. And it doesn't matter if you have commercial or state subsidized insurance. They will tell you that because they don't want to have to order a batch of single dose because not very many people will do the single dose and they don't want it to go to waste. But they absolutely have that availability for every single vaccine out there.
Yeah, I had to fight for it, and they didn't want to deal with me anymore. So yeah,
Well,
you can get it. You just have to get the right pediatricians.
I actually don't, and I worked in pediatrics for how many years? I prefer general practitioners. They are more apt to not, because I mean, there's a new thing with pediatricians. If you delay, deny, they will kick you from their practice. And
That's what I've
here's why.
heard.
Here's why. The state health department, along with the federal department of CMS, they rate you along with private insurers on your vaccine compliance on a quarterly basis. And if you do not have an 85% or higher vaccine compliance for all age groups within your practice, the following year, their insurance reimbursement for, let's say, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Blue Care Network, PHP, is less. So they get less money if you do not have the compliance of 80 to 85% or more.
Right.
That's why they will remove you from their practice, because they don't want to lose money.
Hmm. Yeah, so they got hip to everybody standing up and, getting smart or, trying to stand up for their kids. They didn't want to lose the dollar. So yeah, if you can delay anyways, that's what I would do. Not that I'm doing medical advice or anything by any means, just as a mom that's gone through it and research, that's what I would do. I would definitely stretch it out as much as you can. And it sounds like your daughter might have been allergic. I mean, when you get those pamphlets, they say some of the side effects could be seizures themselves, you know, and you're signing away when you sign rights to get those vaccines. That's one of the warning signs. So it's good that your doctor recognized that.
Well, my doctor is, none of his children are vaccinated. They're all homeschooled.
That should tell you something right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been seeing him since I was 17 years old. He sees my mom, all my siblings, all my kids, my nieces, nephews, my grandchildren, because he respects the right of the family to make the decision.
Hmm. Cool, bro. Did you have anything you want to say? I mean, I don't know anything about that, but I mean, you're welcome to.
I was trolling her last night, and she ran right over to Speakeasies to talk about it. So
I know I did see one clip, and I one of the nights after you were around Cool Bro, I did notice that some people were kind of encouraging you not to come near us, and they're gonna, that people here are gonna do this and that to you, and that kind of upset me because nobody here like does that to you, and I just what I thought is, oh, she's smart enough to figure it out herself, but at the same time, it kind of sucks, to see
well, I
them
mean,
doing that.
she said that if she had a problem again, she would come to me, but she
Right.
doesn't. She runs right to Speakeasies. I was trying to prove a point last night, and
Yeah.
I proved it. I'm moving on.
Right. But people did like you and everything, and it was true. I'm just letting you know. They're trying
Yeah,
to
it has
brainwash.
nothing
It
to do with
seemed like,
Sarah.
anyways.
Has nothing to
Yeah.
do with Sarah. Bring it over to my channel, not hers.
But yeah, you're
Really?
welcome to. Let me see.
I remember back in the day when I started in acute care in a hospital, family doctors used to deliver, but they kind of like forced them to no longer be able to deliver. I can't remember how old your oldest daughter is.
Mine or
No,
Oppo's?
not close.
I didn't do the HPV either. I
Nope.
skipped it because, and I'll tell you another reason they start cranking it down kids at 9 years old, or at least that's what it was when mine was that age. And if you read the paper, it says that you can receive it up to age 28. And I thought, this is brand
They,
new.
they
My
changed
child's not going to be a lab rat. If I want to wait and see what goes wrong with this vaccine, and my child can still get it when she's older and make her own decision when she's an adult. And that's what I let her do.
So when Gardasil first came out, you were seeing a lot of Guillain-Barré syndrome reactions, and then they came out with Gardasil 3. They were still seeing a lot of Guillain-Barré. Gardasil 9, that protects for 9 strains, seems to be safer, but I still said no, thank you. I am not going to take a risk of my children being neurologically damaged over a vaccine when it's very important to just have regular standard health, assessments. Yes, you're going to see more head, neck, and throat cancers with HPV now.
Hmm.
Anal, vaginal, cervical. It sadly it sucks, but I think that's where parents need to come in and educate their children at the level of their understanding regarding safe sex.
Yeah, it never felt right to me to do that and cram it on her. Another vaccine that you can wait till you're 28 years old. That just told me that I'm gonna
But it
let her
used to
pick when
be,
she's a grown up.
but Sarah, it used to be between age, I think it was 13 and something, then they dropped it down to 8 and 16, or 8
Oh.
8 until they're sexually active, then they said no. And now with Gardasil 9, it's, if I recall correctly, because I've been out of pediatrics for over a year now, and um now it's into adulthood regardless if you're sexually active, which HPV is so prevalent that you may have already been exposed, and it's dormant because your
Hmm.
immune system is keeping control of this virus. But now we're going to inject you with this vaccine,
Hmm.
and you may have already been exposed. So is that going to activate the immune system and allow the pathogen, or
Not
I'm
only
sorry,
that,
to come to head?
it's presented as it's going to stop. The way that doctors and nurses always present it to their patients is it's going to stop or prevent this from happening. When that's not the case, there's other
It's not,
causes of
it does
HPV that the
not
vaccine
prevent
doesn't
it.
cover. It's
Yeah,
only
because
one. Yeah, it's like a
so
few of them,
HPV
right?
covers 9 HPV viruses, and there's hundreds of
There's many
HPV
more. That was my
viruses.
argument. There's many more, and you're presenting
Yep.
it as these parents don't know that, and I don't like how they present it as they're not going to. This is important to get because then they won't get it. Yes, you still can. It only covers a small amount of it, like you just said. I
Yep.
already knew that when my daughter started her career. The nurse yelled at, actually took her frustrations out on my daughter and was like, "Why didn't your mother have you get this Gardasil?" And I was like, and it made her feel bad, and I was like, when she came to me and told me that, I became enraged. And as a mom, you want to go say something, but it's like I can't because she's a grown up now. And I wanted to unleash the fury and say, wait a minute, no, for all the reasons we just discussed, but it's not my place to anymore. So I had to tamp that back down. And I was really pissed about that, that she made her feel some kind of way because I made the decision to let her make the decision. So when she started her nursing job, they made her get it.
Rockin' Robin, HPV, that to my knowledge is has nothing to do with ovarian cancer. Ovarian cancer is going to happen spontaneously, or you are genetically predispositioned to it. So, and also, I'm gonna probably misquote this. I cannot remember if it's Title 9 or Title 12 that gives the doctors and schools and health departments the right to allow your child to be vaccinated without parental consent, which is a total violation
Hmm.
because informed consent, especially I know in Michigan, is absolutely required because a minor cannot consent. They can only assent. And assent means putting your arm out and saying, okay. But consent, for any kind of intervention that can lead to a significant medical crisis, that's illegal. But because everyone's like, well, it's federal law. Well, for insurance purposes, because they dictate all insurance. But
Yep.
from a state standpoint, and of course, public schools also get federal funding. If your state has on the books informed consent laws like Michigan, and anything happens to your children, you can actually sue. So I started talking to my boys when this rolled out, saying, listen, if the school brings in a vaccine clinic for any fucking reason, you say no. You say no. I did this with my daughter as well because the school district she's just switched to is very liberal, they're just a shit school district. They have
Hmm.
these clinics. They were even trying to do this with kids before she switched to this district with the COVID vaccine.
They did do a clinic with that at my kid's school too, but that didn't happen either.
The only reason I got the COVID vaccine is because of my job at Michigan State University, and I was the one that carried the medical, dental, vision insurance for our family, and I did not want to lose my job in the middle of a pandemic.
I also we ended up getting it. It wasn't right away. I wanted to see what would happen and I always want to see side effects of new vaccines, and I didn't want to do it. We ended up feeling forced into it because when you're often going through a children's hospital and your own child's a patient at the children's hospital and you're going to places where these kids are very sick and dying, you can't enter a facility like that without getting the eye roll if you didn't get it. You know what I mean? I had to do it to feel protect. It was kind of like we felt forced into it, but at the same time, I didn't need him to get any more illnesses that could cause any more seizures at the same time. Because
I agree, Trader.
COVID, I
Meth
kind of got stuck in a catch-22 with that. Like I had, you know what I mean? But we did it delayed. It wasn't right away, but I didn't want to do it. One time, one
Meth
dose.
is way safer, traders. That's what caused me to get kicked out of nursing school when I challenged the pediatric nursing instructor when they were literally saying if these families are refusing vaccines prior to discharge, you're to tell them if they're on Medicaid that they will lose their Medicaid and will be responsible for their child's hospital stay. And I said, no, they will not. You are teaching us to coerce and extort the
Hmm.
patient. That is
Yeah.
illegal.
Yeah, I didn't blame you for any of that.
That actually violates state law in the state of Michigan. And that was considered abusive and and I was harassing. No, you are teaching and indoctrinating these students into forcing people into compliance using fear and loss of finances. That is not
Yep.
okay with me. I don't want to
Yep.
be a nurse in an industry where we use fear, coercion, extortion. That's not healthcare. That's not healthcare.
That's bullshit. And
Well,
mad props to you, by the way. When I read that, I thought that was pretty admirable, actually, when I found out about that.
what's that?
I said mad props to you. I thought that was admirable when I actually read that
I
when you
mean,
did that.
people will run with that though, that I was kicked out of nursing school for harassing people. But the two instances that caused me to get kicked was sticking up for the LGBTQ community over a homophobic student and telling an instructor, you can't lie.
Yeah, if you actually read the reasons, if people actually look into
You
it,
gotta read
yeah,
the lawsuit, not
things aren't always what they seem.
not take
Yep.
Betty's interpretation of it or Squeak Easy's interpretation, because these people, well, Betty especially can't fucking read or comprehend. If and it's out there, all you have to do is Google my name, and the whole filing is there. The whole court document has is there for your dissemination. And if you have an IQ higher than 70 and you understand, you'll be able to read it and get it.
Right. And somebody new like Speakeasy, if it was just presented, oh, she got kicked out of nursing school, chances are he's probably not going to look into it where, all this stuff, shit's going on, and he wouldn't even bother to find out the reason,
Right.
most likely.
No, it's highly probable. Highly
Right.
probable. When people, I really truly believe in advocacy, and I believe in respecting a parent's right to choose. I respect for everybody's right to choose because it does not fucking affect me what your decisions are for your own kids. And people are like, well, your unvaccinated kids are going to spread diseases. Well, how is that possible if your kids are vaccinated against
That's
them?
what I said. That's my argument to the school nurse. So actually, we're a little behind on some of ours, and the nurse just left it like this. If there's an outbreak in school, he'll have to stay home, and I'm willing to take that chance because
Well,
some of these diseases are not around.
now check this out. The government, if you decide to enlist in any of the armed forces, you're not just being forced into standard vaccines, you're getting vaccines that are not for the public. And I know it's to protect if you're serving in other countries, clearly.
Hmm.
But it's also, they can use experimental vaccines on these recruits. And I can tell you, I know of two more female Marines that were forced into experimental vaccines in the late
Lovely.
90s that ended up with some sort of female cancer to where it forced them into total hysterectomies where they will never be able to have kids. And the correlation was with the fucking experimental vaccines.
That's horrible.
They are literally experiments. Like, these recruits are the pincushion for experimental vaccines. And it's gross.
I wonder how it's presented to them. Like, do
You
they
have
have no choice? Do they have to sign papers?
once you enlist, you are no longer your own person, and you are 1900% owned by the
Oh,
federal
right.
government.
Right,
You
that's true.
cannot say no. And then
You'll
you
be out of
see,
compliance.
I
Hmm.
mean, they'll court martial you and throw you in the brig.
That's true.
Then you'll get a dishonorable discharge. But look what happened with the COVID vaccines, where they mandated it for recruits, but not higher levels. Then now a study has come out that these men and women that enlisted, the rates of cardiomyopathy have risen, don't quote me, I believe 40% in enlisted armed forces.
I knew there was a risk up to the age 28 for my son. It was more predominant in males and up to the age of 28 for one of them, and I can't remember. I picked the other one that was safer from I mean when I was forced when I felt forced into it finally, but I do remember reading about the cardiomyopathy. But it seemed like the risk went down over the age 28, but that would make sense because a lot of recruits are younger.
MS, let me explain what your comment, if you could highlight MS's comment.
Let me
That
see.
is federally mandated through CMS.
Right
So
here.
yeah, that's part of that. It's either Title 9 or 12, I can't recall. So the reason that was implemented, and it's actually a requirement, it starts, I think, at age 12. It may be lower, I cannot recall, but I've only seen pediatricians implement this. My family physician has never implemented this, where they make the parent or guardian step out of the examination room. At that time, the the physician will ask the child if they are being sexually abused, if they are being physically abused, if they are being neglected. They will ask the child if they are sexually active. And I don't disagree with any of this, because that's how you find out if there's children. Oh, see, we here in Michigan, well, at Michigan State, they would start everything with the parent in the room. They'd make the parent step out while the doctor asked all these questions, because the child, they think, has a right to privacy. So if the child is sexually active, they can order they'll have them do a pregnancy test. They'll cloak it as a urinalysis, which they do at annual visits anyways. They will discuss if they need birth control, because not every child has parents that are open-minded, that will educate your children. Like me, I've always been very open with my kids. Um, I don't expect them to not be sexually active. I don't want them to be sexually active. So I prepare my children. Um, Pediatricians will absolutely make you, Rock and Robin.
Oh,
Absolutely make
okay.
you, or they will
I
kick
know
you out of the practice. It's sick. I
for
don't
my child. Oh,
agree with it.
go ahead.
I don't agree
She
with it.
won't let you at all. I know the way I told my daughter looked nervous. I just said if you feel like you need me, you just tell them you want me back. It's up to you. I just told her it is up to her and she has a choice. If she wants to get me, she can
Right.
because I wasn't having it. You know what I mean? That gives her time to have the privacy. If she feels uncomfortable, you know what I mean, she can get me back. And they called me back. It wasn't anything that long. When they were done asking the questions that I guess they're required to ask.
I've never had to deal with it, because like I said,
My biggest thing was her feeling uncomfortable. I didn't want her to feel uncomfortable because she looked a little nervous, like, wait, why does mom have to leave? Kind of thing.
yeah, no, I've never had to go through it with my own kids. Like I said, my family doctor is all about
I forgot all
family.
about that. It seems like a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, the doctor usually has the nurse, the medical assistant, or the behavioral health advocate in the room, so they're never alone with the child. But
Especially where it's a like male pediatrician for us, so they had the nurse go in because they have to have,
Yeah.
female to make them comfortable. So I wasn't too worried where it was two of them. I was more worried about her feelings.
So
Traders, are you doing a live tonight?
she said no, unless she changed her mind. She was just doing videos this weekend.
So, Lion Mama, about that, I mean, there's ways, I mean, I found over the years ways to get around it. Not that I'm trying to be sneaky or anything, but if you write a note, I mean, I'm not trying to make this a teaching point or anything, but I had to go this route because it's what I read about. If you write a letter that it's against your religion, then there's nothing that can be done. And I did that once on file, and nobody's ever bugged me again. They'll just send me, the nurse will send me some paperwork, the standard, your child's due to have this to enter school, and I never respond to it. They never ask me again. I think they're required to send it out. I never respond to it. I always ignore it, and nobody ever gives me a problem. They send their letter out. They did their job.
What's going on, Army Vet? We got a bunch of women. We're just being hens talking about life.
Shots, autism, women stuff, side
And
effects.
become a member of Sarah's newly monetized channel.
You can talk about your testes if you want.
Talk about what?
His testes. It's just the first thing that came to mind.
Aw,
I think
Trader.
they're required to in some states, Lion Mama, for the when they get to a certain age, the teenage girls. I think they have to for safety, like ask them a few standard questions.
Bye,
Like I think Lena was
Catlin.
saying, like ask them if they're sexually active, abused, stuff like that. I think they're required to.
I'll see you over there, Cat. I'm gonna go sing tonight.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so
I should
I'm
probably
gonna
end this.
she started now. So I'm gonna
I'm
drop
sorry,
down.
but I,
I was
I
gonna
didn't even
go.
mean to go so long. It was just supposed to be a test.
No, but it's good. We missed you going live.
Yeah. I'll just have to fix a few things, and now that I remember, try to do it more often. I
All right.
appreciate all of you too
I'm
that
going
helped
to
me.
Dazed. I appreciate being up here. I can't wait for you to do more live streams.
Well, thanks. Can somebody put dazed if they have it link? And I know I don't have probably a lot of mods, but I'll figure that. I'll fix that afterwards when I go on my laptop. If
All
anyone
right.
has it, if they could put dazed, she's live right now, right? Doing
Yeah, she started
karaoke.
an
If
hour
anyone.
ago.
All right, let's go see dazed and people that sing do their singing.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.